Let's continue with our Python coding example. Our task is to create a battleship game. The first thing that we need to do to improve our game is for the boats to be created automatically by the computer, so the user then has to guess where they are in the game of Battleships. So we can use random, and specifically we're going to use rand range. So rand range, if we use 99 in brackets with our beginning of the boat, so here we've got number 50, so our boat will begin at that number. Now what else do we need? Well, the boat is going to have a direction, so we're going to say boat direction, and we're going to use random again. So what we're going to do here is we're going to have random from 1 to 4. So that means that if it's number 1, it will go up. If it's number 2, it will go, as we look at the screen, to our right, so you could say east. Number 3 would be down, and number 4 would be to our left as we look. So that gives us a place on the board and then the direction. So let's just print that to see if it works okay. Okay, so here we have ship that starts square 43 and it will go upwards. Now what about the length of our boat? So we're going to have more than one boat, so let's say our boats are equal to, and then we can have a list with the list of lengths of our boat. So if a boat is 5 squares, we're going to say 5, maybe have one of 4 squares, 2 of 3 squares, and 2 of 2 squares. So those are our boats. So then we're going to need loops. We can have a for loop. So let's say for B in boats, and then we're going to start the boat and have the direction of the boat, and for now we just print that. So let's see how we get on with that. So we run that, you can see we've got our boats of 5, 4, 3, 3, 2 and 2, and we've also got our start position and then our direction. So we need to check to see if our random position of our boat is okay. So let's have a function, we can call it check boat, and in that we need the length of the boat, so that's going to be B, and then we're going to have the boat start and the boat direction. So let's create a function called check boat, and check boat we're going to have the length, let's say B, and the start and the direction. Okay, dir means directory in Python, so we can't use dir. So how are we going to check to see if it's okay? Well, we can start off by checking the direction. If direction equals 1, that means it's going to go up. Now what we can do is we can create the boat. So we can have boat, and we'll have a list, and then we can use a loop. So we want to use the range B is the size, and then boat we can append the number, so it's going to be start plus I. So here we've got the start square. Now B the range B is going to be, like, for example, with the boat of 5, it's going to be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the boat's going to start at start plus 0, and then it's going to be plus 1, plus 2, plus 3, plus 4. Now if the boat's in a direction that's pointing right, it will add one number from the start. If it's going left, it's going to be minus one number. So if the direction is up, so if we start at 50, then we're going to go to 40, then 30, then 20, then 10. So that's going to be start plus I times by minus times by 10. So it's going to be start minus I times by 10. So if you imagine, let's just print that. So let's print start okay, so imagine our boat is just 5. We'll do that to start off with. So we've got 5. We're going to print now. We're going to check our boat. Let's imagine our direction. Let's, for testing purposes, we'll say our direction equals 1, and then let's have a look what our boat is. So let's run that. Okay, we've just got an extra bracket there. So here we've got a random number of 59, and then our boat is going to be 59, 49, 39, 29 and 19 if the direction is up. So that's if direction is up. So we can copy that code and paste it. Now if the number's 2, the boat's just going to go to our right, which means it's just going to add one number each time. So we can just say start plus I. So where's our plus? And if we copy them again, so now we've got up. Now we can do down. Well, if it's minus I times by 10 to go up, it's going to be plus I times by 10 to go down. So if we started at 50, then we would go 60, 70, 80, 90, etc. And the last one was plus I to go right, to go left would be minus I. So let's try this in our code. If we run that, let's see, or we have to change direction to 3 and 4. So run that again. So here we've got direction 3, which is going down. So we go 33, 43, 53, 63, 73. We'll try that again. Down again. You can see these numbers are going off the board. So we need to do something if it goes off the board, which we will do. And here we've got 2. So this is quite straightforward, going to right. So we can see there we need to check to see if the boat stays on the board. So that's what we'll do next. So to check board, we're going to create another function to make sure our boat stays on the board. We're going to say check OK and then the boat. And if the boat is OK, we're going to return it. So we can say boat equals check OK boat. So we need to do that each time. So let's copy that each time. So now we need to write our function. So fine, check, okay, and then we have our bolt. Return our bolts at the end. So what do we need to do? Well, when we've got our bolt, we're going to check each number. So let's check the length of the bolt. So we're going to go through the number in our bolt. If it's length of 5, we're going to go through each number and check to see if it's a valid number. So let's see. So if number equals bolt I. So if the number is less than 0, then it's not good, or the number is greater than 99. So how are we going to say that it's not good? Perhaps we can just say bolt equals -1. So then we can return, so we can see for I in range. We need to break if there's a problem. So let's break. Okay, so here we've got the 20, we're going 20, 30, 40, 50. So that's worked okay. Let's run it again. That's again going down 6, 16, 26, 36, 46. Try it again going down. That's worked. Here, oh, they're all going down. That's very strange. Okay, here we start off at 10 and that's going to go north, so that's going to end up going 10, 0, -10, -20. So we've given us -1, so that's worked. So what else do we need to think about? So we've got if number is less than 0 or number is less than 99. So we need to think if the number has a 9 in it. So if, for example, we have number 9 or 19 or 99, we're on the edge of the board. Now if we add 1 to that, we're going to go to the other side of the board. So for example, if we go 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, then we're going from one side of the board to the other, which we don't want. So to stop that, we need to find bolts that have got this jump from the 9 to the 0. So we can use this modular to see if the number has if modular 9 will equal 0, that means that the number ends with a 9. And what we need to say is if the bolt I plus 1 equals 0, then also then our bolt will equal -1 and we want to break out of that. So what happens if that's the last number? It's going to be an error message saying that we've gone out of range on our list. So we need to say I is less than the length of the bolt -1. So if we have 5 numbers and the first, second, third or fourth number ends with a 9 and the number after that begins with a 0, then that bolt is incorrect. So that means we can't accept that bolt. but if we have a 9 in the last place, then the code would crash without this I is less than length of boat minus 1. Just to correct that, we've got equals equals 1. We actually want modular 10 to see if it finishes with a 0 rather than equals 0. So if we return the bolt, then when we're looking in our boats, we just need to check to make sure the boat is not equal to minus 1. So we can say boat equals minus 1, and then we can have a loop. So we can have a while loop, say while boat 0 equals minus 1. So that means when we've got a good bolt, we can come out of this while loop. So we're going to collect our boats. Let's have a list called ships, and then we're going to have ships dot append the bolt, but we don't want that inside the loop, we want it outside. So while we haven't got a good bolt, the loop continues, but when we have got a good bolt, it comes out and we append that bolt into ship. So let's have a look when we can print ships. So let's return the bolt. So otherwise the boat will stay at minus 1 all the time. Let's try this. So here we have a boat of length 5, start at 72 going north, and we have this boat that works correctly. So let's try that again. Again we have a boat. So let's try 2 boats of 5 and 4, length 5 and 4. Let's run that. So here we've got 2 bolts. First one went down and the second one went up, 5 and 4. Let's try with all of the lengths. Okay, so we have bolt of 5, of 4, of 3, of 3, of 2, of 2. So when we run that, we do get our bolts. Let's run that again. But you'll see that we might have values in here twice. So in this one, do we have any values twice? I don't think we do. Let's run it again. Oh, we're sorry. We can see 80. So we got a bolt starting at 80 going down, and also another one starting at 80 going down. So how do we make sure the boats are not in the same place? So we can create another list. Let's call it taken. So this list is going to look at every bolt and add the numbers of that bolt to taken. So now when a bolt, we create a bolt, then it will be added to this list of taken, and now we want to make sure no numbers are in this taken list. So let's add taken to check bolt. So let's pass it to check bolt. Oh dear, we've written token rather than taken. So although that works, it looks a bit confusing. So let's change that to taken, the numbers taken. So check OK has to have taken. So what we can do is we can add another if statement. If that number is in taken, then the boat will equal -1 and break again. So and change that to an elif. So if the number has been used before, then we can't use that as the boat. Okay, so let's try that. We can run that. Okay, and hopefully now we should see that no boat has the same number. So that would look better if we could see the board. So let's put all of this code into a function. So let's call this create boats. And then we can return the boats and ships, and also we're going to look at taken. So we can call that by saying create boats. And then we have our boats and taken returned, and what we're going to do now, we're just going to paste in the show board from before. So we had show board and we had hit and miss and comp. We're just going to change that slightly so we can just look at the board. So let's taken shows all of the places on the board, so let's just have a quick look at that. So let's have taken. So we print our board. It's going to be pretty much the same, except for instead of just miss, we're just going to have taken. So we're just going to see our boards as crosses for the moment, just to see how that works. So let's see if that works. So here we've got our board, we've got our battleship of 5, a battleship of 3, of 4, of 3, of 2, of 2. So there's the numbers and here's our board. Let's run that again. So here's our numbers, and here the only thing with this is that we can have ships together. So we've got 5 here, 2, 3 and 3. So this is a 4 and a 2 here. So that's 42. So you can see 42 going down, and then we've got 82 and 92 here. But that is our boats of length 5, 4, 3, 3, 2 and 2. So our computer has randomly chosen the board for us. So now when we add this to the game, the player will not know where the boats are. So that's already improved our game. Thank you for watching, and if you haven't already, please subscribe.